Go around the football. You're probably gonna see two more backs out of the portal as well.
He's awful. Hey, West Virginia, it's a terrible school. It's a circus show at West Virginia. 30 people in one morning. Ain't nobody said nothing. 2 days into the 2025 spring transfer portal, and Deion Sanders is already proclaiming that he's going to dominate it again. Today, we have a spring press conference here, and he's going to talk about the work he's been doing in the portal. We're going to look at the transfer portal and see, after some of the losses that we've talked about, where they can gain and where the most advantageous places. They also have plenty of visits for the spring game, so we're going to review those, see if anything kind of sparks a fancy. You got some freshmen in there, you got some vets in there, so lots of good stuff, man. Let's hop right into it with Deion Sanders speaking about his team and what they've been able to do in the transfer portal so far.
What's the kind of challenge for you and your staff of balancing, transfer portal opening yesterday?
Well, I think we know the portal really good. We've been doing this for quite some time. It didn't just start when we got here. We started at Jackson. It started really in youth when we come and take nothing and turn it into something. So when we started our Truth Youth program, we had nothing. So that means we got a lot of kids out of the portal, which is from other schools, other teams, and we did our thing. Same in high school, same at Jackson, and thus far. We got some tremendous guys identified that's in the portal that we felt like we're going to be in the portal. We don't jump the gun on that stuff because the last thing I want to hear is my name associated with tampering or anything like they do our kids. We got contracts. I mean, we got some schools so stupid they give kids contract while they're still here. I don't understand that whatsoever. Like, NCAA, y'all got to do something, man. Don't just sit there on your hands and open them up and so everybody could grease your darn palms and make a ton of money off everybody and don't have nothing to say about nothing. I don't understand that.
Woo!
But the portals is going to be good to us. I think we have several players coming this weekend, which I'm excited to see along with what we already have in-house.
Hi, Coach. Good to see you.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well. Adam Muster-Tiger, 24/7 Sports. You obviously spent a lot of time evaluating Caden Salter and Julian Lewis. So you had an idea of what they were bringing to the table. But I'm curious now, 14 practices in, how that's kind of matched up with your expectations.
They're learning. Every day they're getting better and better. They're starting to understand the system. It's tougher on Pat and the offensive coaches because you have two different type of quarterbacks. So you pretty much calling two different offenses. When this guy's in, you call it this way. When this guy's in, you call it that way. And Sharp kind of is the most versatile. He could do a little bit of both. So it's
Shout out to
different.
Sharp.
It's not easy
1-6.
whatsoever. But these three guys, Staub has been have a tremendous spring to me.
Uh-oh.
He's in it as well.
Uh-oh.
It's totally different because we that old reliable. We didn't have to blink. We knew what we were getting on Saturday. We knew that. Now we got to really think about this thing and see who these guys are so we could put them in the right position for success. And that's probably the main thing, kind of figuring these guys out, what they're good at, what they're not, what they're comfortable with, how much can we push them. And we still have a whole summer to do so as well. Understand that part. But the portals is going to be good to us. I think we have several today, I feel.
And then the second question is, as the portal opens now, we know you guys will be active.
We've always been
everybody
active.
is.
We've always been active.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Why is it welcome that everybody's active now?
Talk about
That's
it.
the way it is these days.
How? But a couple years ago, it was a problem.
Wait. I gotta pause. Cause I was just talking about this in my video yesterday, guys. I pulled this up. Here it is. What are we losing? Everybody was coming.
You're losing some guys to the portal. What are you looking forward to reestablish?
April 18th. That's almost a year away. But I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go back. Sorry. I'm gonna let him get it
Read
on.
somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong, because my reading is not great as well. One school had 30 guys jump.
West Virginia. I told you.
Yeah. Where's the outpouring and
Hey.
where's the ignorance? What
Hey.
is he doing?
He's awful. Hey, West Virginia, it's a terrible school. Oh my God, it's a circus show at West Virginia. 30 people in one morning. Ain't nobody said nothing.
With the portal open, obviously you're going to be active, but I'm curious, are there particular areas where you want to target? And say,
Every
we have to get
area.
better at this?
I want to target every area. You don't just sit back and think you got it. I think the kicking game is set. I I think we tight in the kicking game. Long snappers as well as kickers and punters, we straight. Everything else is we need to improve.
Yeah, Lincoln Roach, CU Independent. So the judge overseeing the House settlement really wants to see players grandfathered in who would otherwise lose their spots in the roster cuts.
Grandfather, what does that mean?
Like players who would get cut right now from the roster
You
cuts.
can't cut anybody, really, can you? Let me know.
Well, right, like roster limits, you know.
Yeah,
limit
but
on
what
people.
you don't call that cutting, do you? What do you call it? It's just escort them to the portal. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you call it?
Well, you know, a lot of these walk-ons, which, you know, you've brought several walk-ons onto the team and offered scholarships, but do you
No,
think these
we
players...
offered one walk-on a scholarship,
One.
not several.
My
One.
apologies.
There you go.
One. But do you think these people who would otherwise not be on this limited team roster, do you think they should be grandfathered in and have the opportunity to play?
I don't know what grandfather. If you have roster limits of 105, that's roster limits. I don't know what the grandfather or the grandma.
It would be able to not cap at 105
But
to
then you're
let
at
those
then
people
you're
stay.
at 106, no 107. So now why did you even put a limit on it anyway? No. Whatever the rules are, let's just stick with the rules. Let's stop trying to fluff the rules, man. It is what it is. If the speed limit says 55, man, it's 55. It ain't 60. Okay, it is what it is. Let's stop. You grandfather in because I was old and somebody was having a baby and I had to get there. Okay, so no, man, it is what it is.
Hey, man.
Hey, Coach, how you
Prom
doing?
going straight
going
old
on,
head
boss?
on y'all, man.
Not too much. Scott Proctor at DMVR. Obviously, with the transfer portal,
The
you
guy.
mentioned that you guys are going to have some visitors this weekend.
Yeah.
What's kind of, I guess, maybe your general message to maybe some potential additions about why Colorado is the place for them?
I don't think I have to explain why Colorado. I think they see that on an everyday basis. Why Colorado? I don't think I have to sit up there and sell us to anybody. I think by the time they get here, they're looking for confirmation. Our program sells itself. We do a wonderful job with Neely and Reach to People and Well Off and Snelly and all that kind of stuff. We do a great job of really exposing our program. We're going to do it. We did a great job on Pro Day. Matter of fact, all of you that cover Pro Day, you did a great job. I'm talking about a wonderful job. That was one of the best pro days, I was told, that many scouts had come to witness, and that's because of your coverage of it as well. So we do a good job of exposing our program. So I don't think we have to sell anything. They just want validation and confirmation. As well as what Marshall Falk brings to the table, we're going to run football. We're going to run the football. You're probably going to see two more backs out of the portal as well.
Hey, Coach. Recently just announced that Folsom Field will be switching from grass to turf.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you had any, input in that.
Yeah, we
insight.
plan on making it to the playoffs. And we don't want to play in the frozen tundra. I don't know if the heating system that once was available, I don't know if that was still available because we do so much in the off season. I mean, this university is a magnet for events. So when you have an events and you putting a lot of wear and tear on grass, that's kind of tough to bounce back on. And I don't know if you guys have been on the field, I assume not, but when you have evening games, it's a dew that gets on the field and it gets pretty slippery, man. And for both teams, not just our team, but we should have some type of advantage for that. So just going to turf just assures us a better footing, a better surface, and it takes a lot of pressure off our wonderful staff that's doing the grounds. Now they can focus more on the other practice fields to make sure they're straight all year round for us.
The other one I had for you was you always talk about you want 7 guys on
Right.
each side of the football.
Right.
I imagine now the portal's going to open. There's going to be some turnover.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
How close would you say you are to that?
We're not far away. We're definitely not far away. I think at this point last year, I think we still got about 15 or 17, maybe 14 guys out of the portal at this point last year, going into the summer. So we want to be around that area, and we'll be pretty good. We're around that area, and I think we're going to stay consistent with our number at 105, what the NCAA requires. We're going to be pretty consistent with that.
Hey, Coach, Max Friedel for SBS. With the quarterback battle and Caden Salter and Juju, there's been talks of Juju redshirting. Do you think you're going to do that before the season?
Who did you hear say that?
A couple people from.
Who?
Nick Evans, Scope Up Sports.
Who is Nick Evans?
All right. When they talk about, hey man, Coach Brown be grilling these little mother. Hey man, who you heard that from? Yeah, get it right, man. But yeah, no, that's dope. So before we get into the I told you so's from the video that I made a few days back, let's focus here on what he was talking about. Look, Deion Sanders is obviously going to be quite active in the portal. Obviously, after losing some players and losing some pieces, things need to be replaced, and some things just need to be bolstered and added onto some depth. In the world of college football, man, the name of the game is depth. I mean, in the world of football, the name of the game is depth. So once you get over the availability of having an elite talent or whatever talent that you see for your team, the next part is now having elite backups for that. So whenever you need to get those guys fresh, whenever you need to cycle some things out, whenever you want to give an offense a different look, that you have the availability to do that. That's where championship teams come from, just having stacks and stacks and rows of great players who are willing to play that position. So let's see what they're looking at right now. So it looks like Auburn safety will visit the Colorado this weekend. Obviously, there is the spring game this weekend. Y'all let me know. I'm most likely going to be live streaming it. If y'all want live stream, y'all want videos, y'all want both. Y'all let me know if y'all have any preference there, but I'm probably going to be live streaming it. I'm sure pregame's going to have something. Regardless, there's going to be videos coming out live on Twitter, on X. So I'll make sure I keep everything updated. Maybe we'll see some of these guys that are visiting, but he is the top available safety in the transfer portal. Poor On3. Obviously, I know On3 and 24/7 have their own ratings or whatnot. And then you have 4-star offensive tackle Felix Ojo, if I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's locked in an official visit to Colorado. The top 5 recruit in the 26 class will visit May 2nd to 4th. So this isn't actually during this isn't during the spring game. I mean, he is a 26 guy. Nothing wrong with that, bro. They're already working on next year. But that's just something to kind of keep in mind, too, that they're already securing some other ones as well. One that just recently happened, I think that's today, as I'm recording this, Colorado will get a visit from Illinois State defensive back transfer Deion Parks, Detroit native, who had 45 tackles, 11 pass breakups, and interception for the Redbirds. Now, here's the cool thing. We have, because I think this is from Illinois State. I forgot what level Illinois specifically is, but we have a little bit of, I hope, non-copyright footage that we can take a peek at. So this is Deion Parks, who will be visiting, and he is a cornerback who is not afraid to tackle, it seems. You feel me? There he is, isolated out there. Guy gets past him. He don't give up, and that's a pick. That's a pick, ladies and gentlemen. That's smooth. He's playing off here. He's looking, finds the ball, and gets it up out of somebody's midst there. Here he is playing off again. A lot of off press there. Does a good job of being able to see both what the quarterback is doing and go ahead and strap down his receiver there. Playing off as again. Get a little. Is that a banjo call? My DBs let me know. One goes in, one goes vertical. But yeah, there you go. He's definitely a guy that you're gonna want to have. And after you lose somebody like Savion Riley, who, from what I understand, was more so a depth piece, you know what I'm saying? He was less of a going to be a starter and more of a guy that's going to add depth to it. You get somebody like this, oh, wow, that's – hey, man, hey, that is quite – that's quite celebration. Hey, these gun celebrations is hilarious because, like, y'all ever know when, like, people are like, oh, in old football, this would have been accepted. I want y'all to know, in old, like, years ago football, this that y'all young be doing would not have been accepted. If you, and back in the days when, you know, coaches were telling us to murder each other on football fields at Pee Wee, if you tried to pull out a gun, hypothetically, both coaches from the sidelines would come spear you at the same time. And now y'all over here pulling out bazookas like John Morant. That's awesome. That's great. But clearly a physical guy, clearly a guy with a really good instincts too, good break on the ball, good at the catch point too. So, hey, you never want to not have a cornerback like that. And just taking a peek in the portal, just seeing what some of the top-rated guys are. These are the top-rated running backs right now. Obviously, some of these are got up. Let's also go by status. Let's make sure that they are available. These are the top available. Obviously, Jaden Ott went ahead and went to my ops, Oklahoma. How dare you? Oklahoma's looking good. John Mateer, Jaden Ott. Hey man, if y'all want another video on them, we can check out their portal and check out what they got cooking on. But the top running backs right now, we're gonna start with a 3-star, Mr. Anthony Carey from Georgia Tech. So there you go. He's 6 foot 195. Someone who I think would be a great pickup, and I think kind of fits the mold for what Deion Sanders is looking for, is Branson Robinson. Now, he's coming out of University of Georgia, so he's going to be sharpened up a little bit later. He's a 3-star running back, 5'10", 220, solid, just a solid thumper, right? I think you talk about the dynamism, how dynamic the wide receiver room is. I think you would love to see some of that back with the running back room as well. And I think going wide instead of tall, where I think Isaiah Augustov gave you some length, right? And that's where he kind of differed in the running back room. I think somebody with that's some big beefy beef. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how many other 220, 5'10" running backs are on the are available there, but that's pretty good. Then you got Charmar Brown, who's also a 3-star out of North Dakota State. So that's pedigree there. Georgia and, North Dakota State. I know both saying pedigree, but no, North Dakota State is perennial FCS champions down there. Jordan Simmons out of Ole Miss. There you go. TJ Harden, Killen James out of UNLV, Savion Red. You got Marcus Crosby, Marion Peterson from SC, and then Jamash Harris from North Texas. So that's what the top 10 is looking like. So there's plenty of pieces to go ahead and grab to go ahead and rebolster that running back room. So we'll see what Colorado does. And, of course, I'll be there. Make sure I keep you updated on what does happen. Now, I want to talk about this because this relates to the Jeremiah Brown story. I'm not sure if y'all remember the video I did a month or so back, kind of explaining the process of Jeremiah Brown hopping in the portal and then eventually hopping out of the portal and just coming right back to Colorado. We've been seeing a lot of this. And as much as people want to kind of talk about the Nikos of the world, even the Cormani McLeans and all these other Jaden Rashadas, all these infamous names when it comes to college football and the transfer portal at large, I think we're focusing too much on that and not focusing on stories like this. So this is a Nebraska transfer wide receiver. He had signed with Kentucky. He has learned that the former 4-star recruit transferred out of Kentucky to Nebraska in the transfer window. And then now he's back at Kentucky. So he transferred out just to transfer back, and just like Jeremiah Brown did. So I think when we have these conversations of what the transfer portal means and what it is, I think the conversation needs to be looked at as look at those stories. What happened? What happened to the point that you hopped out the portal, a place where you've been recruited, you've been, there's certain things that have been made right for you, whether it be positions, X, Y, Z, whatever it is, to make you feel at home, obviously in your recruiting process, and then to get there within a year and just say, or just getting there within days or just a spring and say, nah, I'm going right back, or I'm doing this. Like, there's a lot going on that's influencing these young men. And I wish that the NCAA would just come in and, I don't know, there needs to be an investigation every single time that somebody hops in the portal and immediately comes back or transfers back to the same spot. What happened? The NCAA doesn't care to know why. Like, there's something. Was it just for money? If so, we gotta. You know what I'm saying? I think as much as I want to be pro NIL, pro transfer portal, how are we gonna protect the kids if we're not doing what needs to be done? You feel me? So I don't know. It's an interesting take. And then the last thing I'll say, my I told you so. I made this video. Y'all already saw it. Y'all, first of all, appreciate the support in the video. Great support in the video. I said that the major losses, quote unquote, that Deion Sanders was having. But I was like, I said quote unquote because not only do I think, hey, first off, you're gonna lose in the transfer portal. Like, that's just every team's gonna lose something in the transfer portal. But West Virginia, the first day of the transfer portal, lost 30 players. They were crucifying Deion Sanders last year for losing 32 players in the portal in general, in total, 30 players. Oh my gosh, last year. Rich Rod just got rid of 30 in a day. I don't see nobody burning bridges. I don't see him having to answer questions to that. And I'm gonna keep up with this story. But hey, it's just like Deion said. I don't see nobody hooting and hollering. I don't see nobody having no problems over there. I don't know why though. I don't know why. I'm just a fly. You feel me? But I appreciate y'all watching these videos, man. Leave a like on the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it. Comment down below what team or what your team needs in the portal. I'm a Texas fan. I need some beef on the inside. I want more depth for our defensive linemen. That's what or if I was a fan, I would like to see. If you're a Colorado fan, let me know what they need to get. Deion Sanders, I think, is going to be able to scoop up enough players, man. Appreciate y'all watching these videos. You know you're great. Keep being great. And we'll see you next time.